Hi guys, so today we're going to run through how to draw a self-portrait. Who's that? Goodness me. We're going to run through how to draw a self-portrait using basic proportion lines. Okay, so here's a chart I've made up showing you how to organise, how to divide up your face for your drawing of a face. Using basic proportion lines. We've done some more complicated ones. These are simpler ones that you can use at home. So I'm just going to move this out the way and get my camera realigned. Okay, so with a piece of paper, the first thing you need to do is, as you can see with my self-portrait, you need to fill up the space. So you've got to do an oval or a head shape that fills up the space. So this is an A4 piece. So what I like to do is I use my hand, and my hand automatically draws an arc. If you just use that hinge on your hand, and I'm just going to draw a curve there, a curve here, one down here, and one sort of here. So I've got a basic shape. They're not quite connected yet. Can you see that? I'm going to do it a little bit harder. Okay, there. And remember, we draw light till we get it light. I'm trying to draw light because I don't want to make a mess, but you need to be able to see it on the video. Okay, so I've got this kind of barrel-shaped head. So now what I can do is just curve it off a little bit. And this is where you're going to need, so it's a pretty good shape head for the top, but this is where you're going to need to look in the mirror and work out what sort of chin shape you have. Okay, so this is what I've done here. I'm not working with a mirror, I'm just going to do a generic face. So I'm just going to bring this in a little bit. And don't worry about rubbing out those lines yet. I know I just want that inside line. Okay, so that's a good shape there. All right. Now, in that diagram, you notice that we drew a line directly down the centre of the face because our faces are symmetrical, so we need a line of symmetry. Have a look here, that's about the centre. Come down here, that's about the centre. Okay, and you can draw a straight line, or you can get a ruler out and lightly draw a straight line. Really lightly, because you want to rub this line out. We don't want this one in our drawing later on. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to take that straight down. If you need to use a ruler to do that lightly, you can. So that's pretty good. It's pretty much down the centre. Now, in that diagram, you notice that we divided this in half. Okay, in half. I find it much easier to turn my work sideways. Don't look at the whole shape, just look at this line here. And the middle looks to be about there, and you can check this with the ruler if you like, or I just use my pencil. So from the middle to this side is to there, the middle to that side. Oh look, did that straight off. If it was a bit out, you just, if this side was shorter, so if I did the line here, oh look at that. So what I would do, whatever the space is in between, I'd divide that in half, which brings me up about there. And that, yep, around there. So it's pretty much right, so around there. And I'll come and explain that to you a little bit more as we're working. So now I need to draw a line that comes directly across. There are 5 eyes across your head. So if you can divide this into 5, you can, or you can just say, look, my eyes look to be about that big. You can look in the mirror and pop those in. Okay, you can fiddle around with that, come up with something that looks like where your eyes need to go. Okay. Turn it around this way again. So we're going to divide the bottom half of your head in half again. So let's just look at this line here. Find where you think the halfway point is. I'm going to show you that technique again. So lay the end of your pencil here. That's how long this half is. This half measures down to here. So what you do, is you find the halfway point between those. Perfect. So that, and this is what artists use. This is an artist ruler. They use their pencils. Okay. So that is where your bottom of your nose goes, and you don't have to draw all the way across, although it's kind of handy because remember your ears line up to the bottom of here, so even if you don't draw the whole line, just give yourself a little mark there. And then our last one is divide this in half. So again, estimate it. I'm going to be a little bit off so I can show you that technique again. I measure that one. I'm going to do the top half first, this half. And this comes to here. See, I've got that much difference between the two. So I'm just going to mark where the halfway point is. I mean, if you're really good, you'll just get it first time and you don't need to worry about this. And remember what comes on this line? It's the mouth, remember? Okay, so that's your basic line, your basic proportion lines for your head.